Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
Thank you for listening, for watching, however you're listening or watching. Please smash that subscribe button. Please hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Click on subscribe. If not, if you're listening to this on podcast for the first time, this is a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss movies. Movies of the week, movies that come out, movies that we have recently seen. We try to switch it up every now and then, but essentially what we do is we talk about movies, we review them, we give them a grade, blah, blah, blah. And here and there we talk about music, culture. So if you like that type of thing, subscribe and follow us. We'll be back with some more. This week, though, Ivan, we are discussing a very interesting film. What film is that?
The Green Knight.
Yes, The Green Knight. Just came out last week. We'll get into that in a bit. But first, Ivan, how are you doing?
Surviving. Thriving.
Small talking.
Green Knighting.
Stunting.
Hunting.
Stunting like my daddy.
Hunting.
Stunting like my daddy is one of my pivotal songs.
I don't know that song.
You're too young.
Thank God for my youth.
Lil Wayne and Birdman came out with an album together, and it was called Like Father, Like Son. One of the best songs, the best song on the album was called Stunt Like My Daddy. Stunting Like My Daddy.
Kind of embarrassing.
Anyways, I'll cut this part out because Mom's texting me and I'm reading the text on here and it's throwing me off. You know what I mean?
I think it gives us life.
It does.
Gives us humanity.
Let's give a little bit more life. I'm getting married next week, Ivan.
You are?
Yeah.
Old ball and chain deal, eh?
Yeah, I think it's time for me to knuckle up or shut up.
Yeah. Settle down, the white picket fence, a couple dogs, couple kids, little something.
Like Don Draper said, love is just a thing that people made up to sell things.
That's exactly what he said.
But I'm here to prove him wrong.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get to the movie, right? The movie that we're talking about this week is The Green Knight.
Yes.
Movie directed by David Lowery.
Yes.
Or Lowery. Not too sure. Let's call him Lowery?
I don't care.
Lowery. Yeah, David Lowery. Movie directed by David Lowery. The premise, here I go. A movie based on an Arthurian medieval tale. The Green Knight tells the story of Gawain, a slacker, the nephew of King Arthur, and a member of the Round Table. The infamous Round Table. On Christmas Day, a mysterious knight challenges anyone at the Round Table to a game. If anyone lands a blow to the man, they can take his axe, but in 1 year's time, the man who lands the blow must seek the knight at the Green Chapel to receive an equal blow in return. Gawain accepts this game that will change his life and his legend forever. With the cast of Dev Patel as Sir Gawain, we have Alicia Vikander as Essel, and she also plays the lady. She's pulling double duty. Joel Edgerton, what a man, as the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Sarita Choudhury, as the mother of Sir Gawain. Sean Harris as King Arthur. He does great in this movie, by the way. Ralph Ineson as the Green Knight. Kate Dickey as the Queen. Barry Keoghan as the Scavenger. Erin Kellyman as Winifred. And Megan Tiernan as Gawain's Queen. In her small role. A little bit of backstory about this movie, Ivan.
Okay.
The director, like we said earlier in the top of the show, is David Lowery. Do you know anything about him before watching this movie?
Nah.
I only know of him because since we started doing this podcast, I've been more invested into directors and who they are and these people that make the movies that we love. And after seeing his filmography, I became interested because I noticed that he has like critically acclaimed movies. So I saw this movie pop up about a year ago, and I'm like, oh, David Lowery, now I know who you are. This movie looks interesting. It's on my radar. COVID happened and blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
But he began his career in 2009. His first film is that he directed is called Saint Nick. Didn't watch it, but I will watch it. He showed it at some festivals and won some awards. His next film is Ain't Them Body Saints. It's a weird name, but it stars Casey Affleck. Critically praised. Didn't make a lot of money. It was a small film. But it was big enough for Disney to take a look-see, and they like what they look-see. So they hired him to make Pete's Dragon. Pete's Dragon is a remake on a classic Disney film. I did not watch it. It looked interesting at the time, but at the time I was also not that big into the movie culture, you know?
Excuses.
I am going to watch it now because of this movie. But anyways, he makes the movie, bigger budget than he's ever used to, $60 million. It's basically successful. He makes $100 million more than the budget was allotted,
Yeah.
but it's critically loved. A lot of people love Pete's Dragon.
Okay.
And then now he has a series of films that have been critically praised. We have A Ghost Story with Casey Affleck.
Okay.
So I've seen the trailer on Netflix. I've been meaning to watch it, but I never pressed play. Another movie is The Old Man and the Gun, and that stars Robert Redford. He's like 80 years old, but they say it's a good movie. Anyways. His next movie, I just have this as a note, is Peter Pan and Wendy, and he's making it for Disney as well. It's going to come out on Disney Plus. I think it comes out next year. Side note, he says this is his favorite movie he's ever made. Peter Pan.
Shut up. Shut up.
Hey, he said
No,
it.
you shut up.
Oh, okay. Continue on then. That's what I thought.
Well,
His movies, he admits that his own movies are mainly fairy tale movies.
okay.
Like
Fantasy.
the theme is fairy tales.
Yeah.
Even though The Old Man and the Gun isn't really fairy tale based, he sees like an underlying fairy tale theme through all of them.
Okay.
This movie that he made, The Green Knight, it started out small in scope, the way he wrote it.
Yeah.
But as he started making it, his idea started to grow and grow. He wanted to make a bigger film. He got really inspired by Lord of the Rings, like as a visual reference.
Right.
He said it was challenging because he was looking at Lord of the Rings, but he had the budget of like a quarter of that, right? So I would imagine that's extremely difficult. He edited this movie himself.
Nice.
He said that he felt that he had to find the movie through the editing process.
Okay.
Like the movie would be discovered in that process, not essentially through the filming, but more through the editing.
Okay.
That seems interesting to me. And here we are, August 4th, talking about The Green Knight.
What a journey we've taken.
It's been a long road. Some might say it's a quest in itself. You think they'll tell legends of us?
At the round table, perhaps.
The round table.
Don't do this to me.
The pizza round table. I do wish. I know close people will talk about me, but maybe like
Legends.
I want like that sixth. What is it? The sixth.
Sense.
You know someone that knows someone that knows someone.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want like 6 people removed from me to talk like that about me. Like I heard he recorded day and night.
But for like infamous reasons, like the Ivan, he's not a good guy. But, like,
That's
the
why
sixth person.
That's why they call him Ivan the Terrible.
That's what I want.
He killed millions of people.
That's what I want.
He seemed like a nice guy, but
He wasn't.
one day he just revealed he had a time bomb in his basement and he exploded that thing. You really want that? Ivan the Terrible moniker?
Sure.
What if it's like, oh, you just gave me an idea.
Hmm.
This whole time you're like, I hate being called Ivan because it has the Ivan the Terrible like nickname.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna live up to it. Better yet, I'm gonna be the reason why. I'm gonna be the new reason why.
Wouldn't I want to be like better? Be like, I don't.
Exactly. Like the original Ivan the Terrible has nothing
on me.
on me, baby.
Where's that from? It's like, Denzel.
Oh yeah.
King Kong has nothing on me.
Yeah. You want to be like Ivan the Terrible has nothing on me.
Yeah. I guess.
Would you want that?
I mean, if it happens naturally.
If you were a rapper, you should be called Ivan the Terrible, and then you would just take that name easily.
I could. I will.
We'll get back to The Green Knight and what we thought about it after this quick break. Ivan, where did you watch The Green Knight?
At the movie theater in La Jolla, AMC.
I did as well. The AMC in La Jolla has really nice seats.
Yeah, but it's such an ugly mall. It's the most depressing mall I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the architecture wasn't really thought out, right?
Something like, I don't know. It just feels like it's been under construction forever.
Is it even a mall? Can you consider that a mall?
It has like the soul of one, but like a dead soul.
So for people who don't know anything about the AMC La Jolla here in San Diego, California, basically you have a Ralph's, a Trader Joe's just sitting there. And then like on the corner, there's like this entrance to something. You don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
And you go in the entrance and there's nothing. There's just a big open space. There's no stores open. It's not even a mall. I don't even want to call it a mall.
It looks like they should put like a bodega or something and have like little mom and pop shops, little taco thing, maybe a corn dog stand, but like nothing chain.
No chain, no.
And then just like, because it's kind of made for it, like 2 big rings and then a movie theater there. Like
Yeah.
imagine, like, oh, let's eat there. Oh, but then they would probably lose money at the theater with the food.
Yeah. And then like there's only one like location, one storefront, and it's a fencing. It's a fencing academy. You're like, what the? People still fence?
It's embarrassing to look at, honestly.
It is.
Like, get a real hobby.
And then you go down the stairs and there's the AMC all weirdly right there. But anyways, we watched it there. Great seats. Decent sized screen. I like it. It's cool. Anyways, going into this movie, Ivan, you said you don't know anything about David Lowery, the director. What were you expecting?
I heard it was like artsy.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to hate this.
You're not an artsy guy?
No.
Okay.
But I liked it.
Wait.
Oh.
That's like so general.
Oh.
Going into the movie, I was avoiding the reviews because the movie's coming out. People were reviewing it. Also, I had this bad feeling that it was going to be straight up like a medieval tale.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, here we go. Another medieval movie where this guy becomes a legend. He swashbuckles. He wins the girl. Happily ever after.
Okay.
I also had this sneaking suspicion that it can't just be that. Because it's A24.
Yeah.
And it's this guy, David Lowery, that I read up on. I'm like, he can't just be making a straight up like medieval tale. After watching it, Ivan literally just watched it.
I'm fresh out the womb.
I don't know what do you think? Is that
fresh
the
out
best?
the runway.
Do you think that's the best way to watch a movie?
No.
Or the best way to talk about a movie?
No.
Yeah.
But here we are.
I do find like, because I usually write my ideas down when we do this podcast. And before I would write it down and then I wouldn't look at the ideas until we record again. Like as we're recording, I'm looking at them a second time.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that I don't know what I'm trying to say when I do that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I write it down, I take a day, then I look at them again the next day, it hits me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh, I can elaborate more on my ideas, and it's better to explain what I'm thinking. Unfortunately, you don't have that luxury.
I do, but my mind is overclocked. So like 2 days in your time is about 2 minutes in mine.
What's your brain pushing on that overclock? What kind of RAM you
8
got?
gigahertz.
Damn. I don't even know if that's a lot.
I don't think it is.
Okay. Anyways. So what'd you think about the movie?
Slow, symbolic, good, not bad. I don't know. Like, I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I'm glad I watched it.
Okay. We have somewhat different opinions. When I watched it, I think I watched it in a perfect state. My tummy was full, so I wasn't munching on anything.
Tummy full, content.
Tummy was full, and I had a big old Diet Coke right next to me. So a little caffeine drip, 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 sugar drip, drip, drip. So it kept me a little bit energized throughout. That being said, I think this movie was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's extremely beautiful.
Yeah.
It was, like you said, slow, but to me, it was perfectly paced.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, I didn't want it to be a medieval tale, a typical medieval tale, and it's not that. It is, but it isn't. Like they stay they stay honest to sort of the source material, but he also takes liberties and makes it kind of current in the way he edits it, the way he shoots it, and some of the dialogue. Very minimal dialogue. It's more like expansive
experience.
It's an experience, right? There was an artsy vibe to it, though.
Yeah.
But it wasn't over the top. Like you still, it was still a classic medieval tale, but it was renovated for 2020.
Yeah,
2021. And it was artsy, but it wasn't over the top artsy where, like, your grandpa's like, "What is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get this." And great acting. I love the acting. I love Dev Patel in this way. We'll talk about that in a bit. So the basic conceit, the basic premise of this is that a guy, this tree man, Groot's grandpa, shows up to the round table and is like, "I want to play a game." And the game is, if you strike me, I get to strike you in a year from now.
Yeah.
You could take my axe for now, but I get to strike you a year from now. That is sort of a weird game, isn't it?
Boy, like, I'll say.
Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's such a weird, simple concept. Like, you hit me, I'll hit you back. Yeah. But they're playing with swords. Like, you can die. Like, there must be some weird, what is it?
I don't know.
He's hiding something. He's not telling the complete truth of what's going on.
Like a trick.
It's a trick.
There's a trick to it.
Yeah. And when this happens, Garwin, played by Dave Patel, steps up. He's like, I'm going to go against you. The knight kneels, spoiler alert, throughout this whole thing. So spoiler alert.
Yeah. He
kneels and he's like, "Strike me down right here on my neck."
Yeah.
And Garwin's like, "Am I just really going to do this? Am I really going to just kill you?" He's like, "Yeah, do it. I'm going to do it." He does it. And you would think that, I guess, you have two options as Garwin. You can either nick him, like, "All right, I'll see you in a year," or you can kill him right there.
I would have cut off his hand.
But then your hands get cut off.
I could live without a hand as long as like with the journey. I don't know.
Maybe. It is like the 500. So if you get your hand cut off, good luck trying to.
I'll just get like in some coals.
You really thought this through, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're gonna need some coals at the Green Chapel ready for you, right when you get your hand cut off.
I think like he had time. He was sitting there, just like start making the fire. He like wakes up.
How can you make fire without any hands?
You get it cut off after. Remember? He hits you after.
He hits you a year after.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying
You make
show
the
up
fire.
early to make the fire because
He
hey,
was-
my hands are gonna cut
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's such a dumb thing to do. Why not just get like nicked?
I mean, I kind of want to look cool.
Back to the game.
Okay.
What do you think? There's obviously some kind of message that this tale is setting. What do you think is at the heart of this?
Don't use some. Don't. Don't.
Do you think there is? Do you know one?
Yeah.
What?
Don't. It's funny.
I guess.
Do not overprotect yourself.
Okay. No.
What the heck? Is this a game?
What?
Is this a game?
No.
Oh.
I think that's revealed later on. Like that's like the final message.
Okay.
But what do you think the knight's purpose was to play this game in the first place?
I think the lady summoned him. No?
Okay, who's the lady? Explain
His
it for
mom?
the audiences.
His mom did a little witchcraft and summoned
Uh-huh.
this knight for her son to play the game so he would have like that life lesson that he needs.
Interesting.
And if he dies, he's like, well, he was an idiot, I guess. So like, better. It's good for me. Don't got an idiot son anymore.
Either way, he would be a legend.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I guess you do have a point. It just didn't make sense the way you said it. Like, don't overprotect yourself.
Don't.
Because no one knows like the extra story behind that about the mother who summoned the Green Knight,
Yeah.
and the mother was noticing that the son is sort of the slacker,
Yeah.
right? Because this movie is about a slacker.
Okay.
Garwin is essentially a guy that hasn't done anything with his life.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of relatable.
Jeez.
Because like you look at him and it's like there's a lot of people like this, and like where they feel like they don't have a clear story to them.
Right.
That's relatable in any time, and I think that's something that Lowery does well, where he drives emphasis to that concept. Where another director would be like, maybe this movie's a straight up swashbuckling fest, action packed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, no, this is a tale of a guy who hasn't done anything with his life.
It's a human story.
A human, super relatable story. Hasn't done anything with his life. And now he has this one chance.
Mm-hmm.
This one chance to make a name for himself.
Or die.
To become a legend or die.
Mm-hmm.
There is this concept of honor in this movie. And doing things for honor, to have honor. There's a great scene where Joel Edgerton's character, the Lord, asks Garwin, he's like, once you go face the knight and you defeat him or whatever, and you go face him, that's just gonna give you honor. That's gonna change everything for your life. That's gonna make everything okay.
Yeah.
And Garwin looks at him sort of like, yeah? Kind of not knowing the truth, but just hoping that, yes, after this, everything will be okay. Everything in my life will start making sense.
Yep.
You could sort of see that in like when people go for a career just for money. Like, I'm going to be a businessman. I'm going to be this super wealthy guy making as much money as possible, and then I'll make it. But once they reach that part, they're probably like, oh, man, I'm not happy. And I wonder if the Lord was trying to drive that, bring that theory up in his head.
Yeah. I think like they were all kind of hinting what the answer to the game was. Like he was telling him like this isn't gonna end the way you think or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, trying to get his head straight.
Yep.
And then the girl with the scarf, whatever, or the sash.
Yep.
The princess queen.
She's the
lady.
The lady, yeah.
And then the fox was like, "You take that off. Take the little scarf off."
Uh-huh.
So it was all like hints to what, like they're telling him how to beat it, but he has to get out of his head, I guess.
Yeah. The lady, now that you mentioned her, did you know, or do you know, that the lady and Essel are played by the same person?
Come on.
I didn't know while watching it.
Come on.
They didn't look anything alike.
They looked exactly the same.
It's funny because like I thought she was African American as the lady,
God.
and then African descent because they're
You could
British.
say black.
What?
You could say black.
Black.
Nah, don't say it like that. Now it sounds racist.
I knew she was black.
Black.
Gotta present it like that. I thought she was black, and I thought the other girl was just like a random English girl.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like after I was like, oh geez, I can't believe I missed that completely.
You didn't watch that one where she was a robot?
Yes.
You didn't recognize?
No.
Oh.
And I watched her as Tomb Raider.
Jeez. You're
I know.
broken.
I wasn't thinking, I guess. Anyways, her as playing the same character.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally an entendre in itself. You know? Like she's playing two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
As Essel, she's Garwood's basically girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
that can never be the queen
Mm-hmm.
because she's a wench, for lack of a better term.
I think that's a slur.
We'll use it today. And on the other hand, when Garwin meets the Lord at this big castle on his
Mhm.
quest, and we see the lady there,
Mm-hmm.
she's this beautiful, dolled up lady. I don't know technically what she is to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting for the director to use the same character. I wonder if the original text uses the same character in that sense. Like maybe they said she looked exactly like her, just 10 times better.
She's literally her.
But what do you think that's what he's trying to hint at? Because the whole time the lady is trying to tempt Garwin,
Right.
right? And then at the end, when she's finally able to tempt him, she looks down on him like, can't
You are not
believe you
nice.
fell for me.
Yeah. And I think I think they're played by the same person, so like she's who he wants his girlfriend to be. So that's like kind of what he sees. Like I don't think she's literally the same actress, just in his head. Like that's what he sees. So like his perspective sort of thing.
Oh.
And I think for like her testing him, I think there's like a witch chat room where they kind of know everything that's going on, and she was like testing him.
Yep.
And then he failed.
Yeah. Because they all knew of Garwin's tale already.
Yeah.
News travels fast, even in the medieval times.
There's like a part where like, did you get my call? Like someone said, no, King Arthur said that.
Uh-huh.
But like I forgot, like call can be like my call, like I called for you, like not literally a call.
Was that like towards the end?
It was when
Oh, yes.
like beginning, middle.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, call. What
Like
do
when
you-
the 1 year has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing about this movie, we did say it's a medieval movie, but it's not like a typical medieval movie. Lowery himself said that he loves archetypes.
Mm.
He loves the idea of messing with archetypes too. He does this in a big way, but it's never really. I haven't seen it in the press at all. But like the fact that he has Dev a guy from Indian ancestry playing an English knight, you know?
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Scandalous.
Big thing for the Indian culture, but it's also a big thing just to switch things up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it calls immediate attention to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have this medieval movie, but you have an Indian guy playing the lead actor.
To be fair, he doesn't even have like super Indian features.
Yeah.
Like, he has darker skin, but like, I don't know, it's going to sound racist, but I don't think like a very Indian featured actor would have been able to play this. Like they could have played it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would have got an actor that looked like that. Like they still need those white features, which he kind of has. It's like a two-sided coin, double snake, double sword sort of thing.
Yeah, that's like
baby steps.
Yeah, and it's also like when you have someone more beautiful, you're gonna use the more beautiful person. Like, are you gonna hire Salma Hayek as your Mexican actress, or are you gonna hire someone who's really Mexican from Oaxaca? Even though she's good, you're not gonna hire her because you need someone sexy to sell the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right that they don't have a straight up Indian guy in this movie. But it does break the sort of
ground,
the archetype of who this character is.
Mm-hmm.
And Dev is something about him in this movie is really good, where you feel like he is the character.
Yeah.
You feel that he himself does not trust himself in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he's basically a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And he really wants to accomplish this thing. But he's scared shitless. He knows, you feel like he knows he's going to die, but he never says, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a pretty big feat to accomplish, given that there's almost very little dialogue in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie is him traversing through this great expanse of land, trying to figure out how to make it to the Green Chapel. And it's basically communicated through action, not through dialogue.
Yep.
Which I like.
Yep.
Another way that they break the sort of archetype of the medieval movie is, and have it feel more current, is some of the dialogues just feels either funny or current in a way. I'm thinking specifically when Garwin speaks to Winifred,
mm-hmm.
who's the ghost at this little house he finds to sleep in.
Yeah.
And she tells him, go into the spring and go get my head.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. It's like a typical little quest that you would typically find in a movie like this. They're like, oh, this is sort of a nice change of pace.
Side quest.
And in the typical medieval type of movie, Garwin tells her, if I do this for you, what will you give me?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's a typical thing to ask, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
Why would you ever ask me that? And that's just like a little hint of comedy that I love. That's like, oh, that's a nice dose.
Yeah.
And it just breaks the pace. It made me laugh. And it's like, okay, I'm watching something new. Modern. Yep. I loved it. Speaking of side quest and the idea of quest, am I wrong to say that David Lowery can make a great Zelda/Link movie?
I don't know. I mean, probably, but it would at least look very good. But like, there's a lot in Zelda games, like going to each thing. He would have to cut out a lot. I don't know. Yeah, he could do it.
The reason I say that is not only because how similar that movie is to this movie, in the sense of like lush green landscapes, traveling through lands, completing missions, but I think the way he shot it, like he really respected the expansive nature. There's a bunch of long shots he does on Garwin's character where he's just like on his horse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has like the repertoire and the artistic vision to make a very good Link movie.
Yeah, but I don't think Nintendo would ever want an artsy Link movie like that.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like an action, quick. Plus, like, those games don't really have endings like this where it's like a big old lesson. It just, you kill Ganon and then you win.
Right.
And they would want that ending if they made a movie. They wouldn't want, like, I don't know, whatever this was.
They would definitely need like 20 years down the line. How, what I mean by that is like Marvel's barely making more experimental movies and stuff.
I get you.
So the first the first Nintendo movies are gonna be cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. A thing I loved about this movie is that they don't explain a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were mentioning Garwin's mother, she seems to be this witch. They never outright say it. They do this kind of voodoo ritual to summon the Green Knight, but they never say why they do it. They never say anything. They let the story sort of explain it. There's also like the Titans that show up out of nowhere that are more of... What do you think the Titans sort of symbolize, or why do you think they're just coming here out of nowhere?
I don't know.
They're this big beings traveling through land, right? And Garwin sees them and he's like, "Oh my god."
I mean, you could like kind of put your own meaning on. Like, I don't know the actual meaning.
I don't know any meaning at all.
Okay, so it's not a test.
Yeah, it's not a test. I was just asking what you think.
Maybe like he sees like these huge figures, like, and like it's a metaphor of like you see these huge figures in life who are just like killing it. And you're like, I kind of wish I had it that easy. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like
because
that's a meaning.
Because I think Garwin tries to hop on a ride, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to travel through land faster.
Yeah.
Doesn't the fox that he's with say like, no, don't go with him? Or he protects him?
I think it's like a protecting sort of thing. Like he was about to get whomped. He's like, hold on, he's stupid. Just don't let us keep walking. We're good.
Yeah. No, I do think you're right that it could be like he's looking at him either. I mean, the initial simple idea is that he just wants a ride.
Yeah.
But like if you dig deeper, it's like someone who's has a better advantage.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you should just take that.
Cling on and go. You got to take the hard path.
Yeah, so that part wasn't really explained, but to me it was really beautiful, and it was like, whoa, this is interesting that he's even thrown in there. It's to me that was like the most artsy it got.
Yeah.
Also the fox. There's no explanation about like this fox that.
I liked it. I just liked him walking around.
Yeah.
Nice to see him like hop, just walk, do his own thing.
When I saw him at first, I'm like, I love this fox.
Yeah.
And then when he's like, can I sleep in here? I'm like, yes.
You just like walk curled up right next to him.
Yes.
Like, yes.
I think one of the reasons I like it is because it gives me sort of like the Link vibes, the Pokemon vibes of like, this is a very serious and somber movie. And then you have this little pick-me-up with this cute little fox, this
little
orange
side character.
Yeah.
A little help.
It was a beautiful addition. And then lastly, something to me that was sort of like, you have to interpret it however you want, is the Lord, the castle, the lady, and the blindfolded lady in the castle with them.
I don't know. I feel like maybe she was like the queen. Not the queen, but like the... I don't know. Like the witch master. She like was really in charge, and the dude was just kind of like doing whatever. Like they kind of live in like a symbiotic sort of relationship. I don't know what the deal with the grandma was.
That was creepy, right?
Yeah.
When she was standing at the doorstep,
yeah,
I was like, no, it's over.
I don't know.
I thought that Joel Edgerton's character, the Lord, was also the lady. Like he was like conjuring her. And then that hit me more because like when he went for the kiss, I was like, he must have been the lady. Like he wanted him. But even that was weird that they kissed, and the idea is like You owe me a kiss because you attempted to seduce the lady.
I thought it was like he had a crush on him, like,
That's what I thought too.
and he was just like, "Yeah, you can give me something. Give me a little kiss on the cheek."
I want something more, but I'll take a kiss.
Yeah, and like the kiss is him like shooting a shot. He's like, "I'm good." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry."
Yeah, that was really weird for me. I was like, there's so many things that it could be. And I love that Lowery was like, you can take it however you want, because he never really explained it.
I think he was like flirting with him the whole time. Like after that kiss, like it kind of, because at the start he was kind of like patting his head, and then he was hunting wildlife for him. As
And he
gifts.
was naked when he
Stripped naked.
he stripped naked because he
Yeah.
found them.
I hear the tale of him. He's like, "Oh, I have a little crush on this night," and then he went for the kiss, and then no kiss back.
It is disappointing, honestly. There was a painting too in that castle of people on horsebacks
Yeah,
chasing the fox,
yeah.
and that gave me a sign that this place was a bad place.
I thought it was like all a trap, like an oasis sort of deal in the desert.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like honestly, if I were him, like that first day when I woke up, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Even if he said like 1 day's time he'll be there,
Yeah,
like that's too good to be true. I gotta leave now.
exactly.
He had a full belly. He was rested. He should have left. And if they stopped him, like that's a sign there's bad juju.
Yeah, I did have that same vibe of like, too good to be true.
Yeah.
Why would you believe someone that says, "Oh, stay away. Don't worry, stay here for a couple days"?
Yeah. Not good.
Okay, interesting. Another thing I loved about this movie, the set design.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ. Can more movies do things without CGI, please?
What if it was all CGI and we don't know?
It wasn't.
What
I listened to the interview.
What if they lied?
There is CGI.
Yeah. The fox.
The fox.
Not the giants. That was real.
Giants were real. I hired real giants. Shout out to Hagrid. The set design was beautiful. They shot in Ireland. They did a lot of what is it? Scout location.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Do you know?
You said it.
Is that the right word? Scout location, whatever. He said it was extremely difficult because he said, as a director, as a film viewer, I would think that I know the rules of medieval, a medieval look, of what looks medieval.
Yeah.
But once we started making the film, things that you would think are medieval enough, they look completely wrong when we shot it. I think one of the examples he said was like, there's this castle built in the 1800s, and he was like, this castle will be fine. And it looks too new for a movie that he wanted to make.
Right. He wanted like, well, they probably refurbish those castles like daily, and he wanted a little grit and grime in there.
Yep.
Like they don't let moss grow on castles.
Exactly. Yeah. And I bet you there's tons of other things. That was the only thing I heard, but from swords to costuming, a bunch of stuff that you would imagine that, damn, I can't believe a lot of the stuff they built just for this movie. And it really shows because it makes the movie feel lived in, you know?
Yep.
Something we've talked about a lot. When you shoot in a real location, it makes it so much better. This movie has a lot of... I love when movies use graphic design well.
Oh, the words?
The words, yes.
There's one where like I had no idea what it said.
I know.
I was like, here we go. I'm mad. Just because I couldn't read it.
They use like old English typography for some chapter title sequences. Almost like Tarantino uses to show like parts of his films, right? Like part 1, part 2, part 3. And this, they do like The Quest, right? And it's a nice little like treat in the film that he's sort of experimenting with typography in film. He's experimenting with graphic design in film. It's a nice little modern thing to do, I would think.
Yep.
And the costuming looks great. I love the costume on when he gets introduced to his future queen at the end of the movie. We'll talk about that. But when I saw her, I'm like, damn, this looks sick.
Yeah.
Like this completely white people
Yeah.
in like their own uniform.
Yeah.
And him on the other side, like, I'm the green guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're the blue people. I just love that look.
Yeah.
I love how that was communicated in the movie. Yes. And the whole time, I felt like everything meant something else.
Probably. Yeah.
It gave me that Kubrick Shining vibe where it's like,
symbolism out the butt.
yeah, everything is placed exactly in a location, and I'm getting paranoid because like I should know what that means, but I don't.
Yeah. I only try to analyze the obvious ones. I don't want to. It's tiring to go like, ooh, what's that blade of grass doing there?
Yeah.
That's not there. And I think a lot of the times, like what does a flower blooming mean symbolically? It's like, oh, it's the sprout of life or something.
Yes.
And that's something you got to like read about or learn. And I'm not about that life.
Right. Like doing investigation and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This movie did bring up this idea in my head of that I've thought about before too, that back in those times, I would assume that a lot of people are tripping on psychedelic drugs, whether that be marijuana or mushrooms, because there's a scene where Garwin eats mushrooms because he's starving and he starts hallucinating. And I would assume back in those days that would happen a lot.
Probably.
And how many of the tales that they wrote and made were based off hallucinations? Hallucinating.
Yeah.
How many stories were based off hallucination? Hello, my name is Adrian Frost.
Hallucinations.
How many stories were made on hallucinations? Hallucinations?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Anyways, how many stories that they made were based off things that they saw while tripping?
I don't know. I feel like maybe, yeah, but I think a lot of it's just like hyperboles to make the story look better. Like maybe this story actually happened in some way.
Yeah.
And like there's no giants, but like maybe you saw like a big dude and like, oh, what if I put in the story I saw giants passing by?
Yeah.
And that's just how it went.
Yep.
But I don't know if it was always like, I'm tripping, I'm going to make a giant story now.
Right, because to your point, if you're on a quest by yourself and you come back from that quest, you're going to make things up.
Yeah.
I beat a giant.
Yeah.
I had a fox that traveled with me. He even talked to me one time.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that I've heard some podcasts with Joe Rogan where he had this guy that is an expert in alcohol and the history of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that like there was this super potent alcohol substance that they took. I think it was in the Greek times, like the ancient philosophers.
Yeah.
And they would trip balls and write crazy tales.
Okay.
And it makes me think, just like, obviously part of it is things that they willingly made up.
Yeah.
But other parts are things that happen to Garwin in this movie where he eats something and all of a sudden the night appears in front of him.
Yeah.
And to him, it's as true as anything, you know?
Yeah.
So he's going to recite it as true as what he saw. I just find that interesting. Let's talk about the ending.
Okay.
Garwin finally meets the Green Knight at the chapel.
Nice guy.
Pretty nice guy, honestly. He's like, "Is it Christmas?"
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Sound effects on point, baby.
Like a tree wrestling.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, "Are you here to take my blow?" Garwin's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, get on a knee." the Green Knight is about to strike him down, right? The same way he got struck down on his neck. And Garwin's like, wait, hold on. He's super scared. He's getting scared at the minute. He's like, I'm going to die right now. He's like, okay, I'm ready. He's like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, do it. And he goes for it. He's like, wait. Is this all there is to it? And very simply, but effectively, the Green Knight says, yes, what else could there be?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still haven't unpacked that in my head completely. But the fact that, I mean, it goes back to the point of where the Lord's like, you're going to do all this and everything's going to be okay. And then the Green Knight's like, yeah, you're about to die. And that's all there is to it. That's all there ever was to it. And him finally realizing like, damn, was this pointless then? Like, what do you think is that, like, that complete circle of a story? Like,
like, I think it's just, like, in the end, you're going to die. Like, everyone's going to die.
yeah,
You just got to, like, figure out how you live before you die, sort of thing.
Yep.
And, like, he was realizing, like, I did all this just to die.
Yep.
Like, I lived unhappily just to die.
And then what is it? Dang it, I forget. Oh, yeah. The lady at the castle.
Yeah.
She's like, she gives this big monologue where she says, the green will always win over life. By green, she means nature, right? It will be there when you're born. It'll be there when you're dead. And that's sort of like the foreshadowing of like what's Garwin's fate.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right that essentially we all die. And I think it's a good point where it's up to you how you live your life, right?
Yeah.
And then at that moment, Garwin realizes that that's all there is. He's about to die, and he dips. He's like, no, I can't do this. I made a mistake. He leaves. He finds his horse. He goes all the way back to Camelot. He's greeted by his mother. And in a super quick 5-minute montage, we see Garwin's whole life. We see him have a son with
his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, who he just takes away the son and gives money to the girlfriend. He marries a queen. He has a daughter with the queen. His own son grows up, teenager. Now Garwin's older. There's a war in Camelot. Garwin's son dies in battle. Garwin's now a hated king. His castle's getting stormed by who knows who, but getting stormed.
Yeah.
He's by his side is his mother and his queen and his daughter, and they all leave him there. And then there's a hole in his armor, right?
Like in his little belly.
In his belly, and he pulls out what?
The little scarf.
Is it the sash, but with blood, or is it just a sash?
I think it's just a sash, but it made like goopy sounds.
Yeah.
Like, bloop, 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 bloop.
And then his head falls off, and he's dead.
Yeah.
At that moment, what did you think?
Kind of like the same as the ending. Like, he's just gonna end up dying no matter what. Like anything he chooses, he's gonna die. And that's like how he was flashing forward too. He's like, hold on, I'm gonna die. Might as well die cool.
Yeah. So flash forward. What is it? Flash forward?
Yeah.
He's actually still kneeling in front of the Green Knight. That whole thing, I guess he thought about if he would to run. If he were to run, that's his life flashed in front of his eyes. And he realized, damn, my life would sort of still suck if that happened.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, like you said, he takes off the sash and he's like, all right, I'm ready to be struck down now. And the sash was supposed to protect him, right?
Yeah.
His mother and sisters made it for him.
Yeah.
And it has this magical thing, and it's supposed to protect him. And the symbolization is like, I don't need nothing to protect me. I'm ready to die. I love that. The Green Knight goes up to him and he's like, "You learned," basically.
You're
And
a man now.
And he nicks him on the chin with his finger. And that's where the movie ends, right?
Like he's like, off with your head.
Off with your head.
Wink. And then it does like that Looney Tunes. And that's how it ends.
Oh, man. What an ending. I love how he did that, honestly. To me, that the Flash, his life flashing before his eyes was so impactful because it was like the fastest thing you saw through the whole movie. The most action. It was quick. It was dirty. It was fun. I love that. This movie, Ivan, it's not going to be considered a success.
Sucks.
It only made $10 million in the box office this past week. I went to watch this movie alone. One reason was because my fiance was working, but the other reason was because I knew she wouldn't like it. I knew it was going to be, even if it was a typical medieval movie, it was going to be sort of slow and not too much. And I'm glad I went alone because when I go with her, I'm trying to make sure she's having a good time.
Yeah.
But this time, knowing that she probably wouldn't like it, I had more fun.
Yeah.
I don't think this movie is a good movie to sell to people. Like it's kind of artsy.
Yeah.
It's not meant for the average moviegoer.
Yeah.
They're not going to appreciate it.
They're not intellectuals.
And it makes me think, like, this is the kind of movie that sort of just falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to talk about it too much. The critics do, but it's a shame.
I think we got to give it time. Maybe it'll be, like, better in digital eventually. And then, like, it'll have its little fan base.
Yeah.
Because I think if anything well made will stand the test of time. And then way down the line, they'll fall through just because, like, if it's not super impactful, it's not going to last forever.
True.
It's just like nothing's going to last forever sort of thing.
For me, it's like as long as Lowery can continue making these cool movies that he wants to make, then please give him the money to do that. And I think he will because he's doing that. Like, I'll make some for Disney and then I'll make my own thing. And I love that.
Yep.
I guess that's the game directors have to play nowadays.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like these streaming services are just going to have to, like, whatever pool of money they make, maybe like allocate this amount to just making new or funding movies and shows, and then just keep on whatever percent for themselves. Like, I don't think box office numbers are going to matter eventually.
Right.
It's just going to be straight up, like, no middleman anymore. Like, box office was the middleman.
Oof. But honestly, the movie going experience to me is very good. Like, I love it.
You can still have a theater, just delete the box office. And that's just like what is just telling you how much is sold, but does that even matter to us, really?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, to me, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To me, what matters is that a director is able to make a movie again.
Yeah. I'm saying,
and that's
like,
money.
But that box office kind of matters to normal people too. Like, maybe subconsciously, like, they just see, oh, it didn't even make money. It probably sucked.
Yeah.
But if they just stop reporting how much it made, and that would be through streaming services because it's not really in theaters. And if it doesn't make a ton in theaters, but it made enough with Netflix, like, I think they would just stop reporting box office, like, just keep a secret or not have it be so public.
Yeah.
Make a way so people would stop caring about it, but I don't know how you do that. Like, it's so into the culture.
Agree. We'll finish up talking about The Green Knight after a quick break. It's award season, Ivan. What's your favorite scene? Who would you give the award to for best scene of The Green Knight?
Man, I don't know.
Want to shoot? And
Sure.
then you pick? Very good scene for me was when he meets Winifred the ghost. Finds out she's a ghost.
Oh yeah.
Goes in-
She's from Captain America.
Yeah.
I was like, you're
You're that
you're
girl.
Marvel.
She's also from
I don't care. Okay, where?
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Wait, no. What?
Yeah.
what- Okay.
She's that one of the rebels.
I mean, I barely watch Star Wars.
It's on you, bro. Anyways, the Winifred scene.
Yep.
Finds out she's a ghost. She tells him to go get the head.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it's shot when he's in the spring. Makes the spring look like a big, gigantic ocean.
Uh-huh.
And just this like simple side quest
Uh-huh.
that you would find in this kind of movie, but
Yeah.
done in a indie artsy way.
I like when he saw the Oasis castle for the first time on the Fox let him. I was like, wow.
It looked beautiful, right?
Yeah. That was good. I like that.
Imagine living in a castle.
I don't have to.
You live one more?
My mind's a castle.
Are there labyrinths?
Only labyrinths.
Do you have doors locked in your labyrinths?
Not even I can open them.
I wonder what's hiding behind those doors.
More doors.
That's kind of creepy.
That's my mind.
Do you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
You must have some deep, dark secrets.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that part too. I like the Titan scene.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I like when you
Weird.
first saw him and it's like, doo. And you're like, ooh. Because you could feel it in the theater.
To me too, that's like, as Garwin, if I'm like the original Garwin and I'm there, that's probably just like thunder, and him being like,
Oh, yeah.
sort of starving and half asleep, and he's like, oh, they're giants, but they're actually just thunder.
Yeah.
And then when he retold it, he said giants.
Yeah.
But I love how they actually put giants in the movie.
Yeah.
Gave me Attack of the Titan vibes.
It was kind of creepy. Like when you first saw him, you're like, oh, God.
You're like, no, I've seen this before in the anime.
Yeah.
It doesn't end up good.
Yeah.
The ending was the best for me.
Yeah.
It was just so much, and I loved it.
It's like a little cherry on top, but like the most delicious cherry. Like, plum.
Oh, so good. What do you think? Is that the best scene?
Probably. I don't know. It was all good. I liked it.
Who won the movie?
Dev.
I'm
The
gonna-
Fox.
The Fox.
The Fox.
I'm gonna say David Lowery.
He wasn't in it.
Hey,
You're cheating.
he literally makes me want to say like, I'm so stupid for not watching one of his films before.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do a deep dive soon and just watch all his movies.
I won't.
I'm particularly interested in Pete's Dragon.
I'm more like, I can't wait until I naturally come upon a movie he made. But I don't want to like.
Well, yeah, that's this movie for me. Like, the fact that I'm able to finally, I love that I'm a movie nerd now, and that when indie movies come out, I'm excited.
I'm not.
That's a fun time.
I think if anything, like now I hate movies. I'm still excited just for like Suicide Squad or that type. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Just that's my bread and butter.
So you like the pop movies?
Good pop movies. Like I hated. I won't say any particulars, but I just hate when it's
Typical.
Space Jam.
Right.
That's a pop movie, but that was
What about Black Widow? Have you seen that?
it was like unneeded.
But you did you like it?
I would have liked it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like it's all been done, and it was weird. I don't care.
But now you're gonna like movies less and less because those kind of movies are gonna seem dumb.
But
Like, I guess what you want, just new pop movies.
just whatever's next. Like Doctor Strange 2, I'm excited. Spider-Man 3, I'm a little excited, but I don't like 2 that much. So it's
So
like,
you only like superhero movies?
No, I mean I really like. I only really like superhero movies,
Oh.
but I like a lot of other stuff. Like Adam McKay, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I mean, technically, that should be what you're most excited about because he's your favorite director.
Yeah, but it's like a lot easier to get excited over Batman trilogy than
It is.
because you don't know how good Adam McKay will still be. I feel like you can't mess up Batman.
I mean,
This
you
guy
can.
won't mess up Batman.
You could definitely mess the bet.
Shut up.
Yeah, I think Lowery wins because he makes me rethink
Better person.
He makes me rethink my movie watching career.
Okay.
And this movie is beautiful.
Yes.
Let's rate this movie, Evan. We rate movies Let's rate this movie, Evan. We rate movies 1 ticket, 2 ticket, 3 ticket, 4 ticket, 5 tickets. 1 through 5. 5 tickets being a masterpiece. 0 tickets being a poop show, a poop master, a poop cannon,
piece.
a poopster piece, a poop mobile. Yep, I said it. Ivan, what do you rate this movie?
I
1
give
through 5
it
tickets.
4 tickets.
4 tickets. It's a nice round number. It's please explain yourself.
What?
Explain 4 tickets. 4 out of 5.
It's a good movie. Roughly an 8 out of 10.
No,
on
don't
the
do
real
that.
scale.
What do you think this movie does really well, and then what do you think is like the major drawback?
Just a great lesson. Perfectly modern, great lesson that I think is needed in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks great.
If you
think
can add
maybe-
something to it.
Not anything. It's just not my type of movie.
Gotcha.
This might be a 10 out of 10 for some freak show who loves slow, delicious, amazingly made movie by David Lowery. But not for me.
This also reminds me of the movie Barry the one from Stanley Kubrick. Barry Lyndon.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what? Like the slowness, the slow pace,
Yes.
leisurely.
Yes.
But yes. I can see, yeah. It's not your type of movie.
But I could see it's an 8.
It's a 4.
Oh,
4 out of
4
5.
tickets.
I give it a 4.5 out of 5
You
tickets.
trash baggio.
You said that last week too. I think this movie is nearly perfect. I think it's beautiful. Like Ivan said, it's a great tale done in a modern way. I don't really know what you can add or take away to it to make it better. If anything, I would say maybe more money to give it like a more lavish look. But I think this movie's nearly perfect. It was just, and it's so beautiful. It's definitely a movie that I want to rewatch too,
I will never watch this again.
because I know there's meaning behind meaning. It's like Midsommar too, because the reason I don't watch Midsommar is because I can't take rewatching
I
it.
can't take it.
I literally will be scared for my life if I rewatch
I'll
it.
rewatch Midsommar.
I would love to rewatch Midsommar, but there's times where I'm like, I could watch it, but I'm just too scared. This is that movie that I will rewatch because it's my type of movie. That's it for The Green Knight. Great movie. Next week's movie is
Suicide Squad.
Ah yeah, baby.
Comma the.
Is
So
it
the-
comma the?
No, that's how you'd say it.
Oh.
Officially, but not officially.
Next week's movie is Suicide Squad, so tune in if you want to see that. We're going to take a short break and talk about some quick things, music, movies related. We'll be right back. Ivan,
Yo,
it's time for a section we like to call
things and such. Go. I'm
Some
ready.
trailers came out recently, Ivan.
Hit me.
House of Gucci,
Trash.
starring
Actually,
Adam Driver
It's good.
and
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. It's a movie based on the House of Gucci and the crime that was committed. I don't know what crime. I'm going to learn about it while I watch the movie.
I just know it's gonna be like so pretty to watch and like
Yes.
so like expensive, like Succession sort of expensive.
Yes. Can't wait for the fashion.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I want to see Adam Driver go for it,
Yeah.
but I feel like he won't because like he's playing like a nerdy character, right?
Maybe he'll go for the nerdy character.
Oof. And we have our boy Jared Leto playing a fat Gucci family member.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of scared of him. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be hammy, like I'm an actor. I don't know. We'll see.
House of Gucci. We're ready. Directed by Ridley Scott. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Carnage trailer. The Venom Carnage movie.
Gonna be amazing.
You think it's gonna be amazing?
I don't know. I'll watch it no matter what.
Me too. I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fun though.
I just want really nice looking visual effects fights for that, because that's like, for me, that's what brings me to Venom and Carnage is like how grossly grotesque like they move around and
Yeah.
their tendrils and all that. That's
Yeah.
like the best part of Carnage and
Yeah.
Venom for me. So if they just do that and then do a decent plot, I'll be happy.
I want some more color. Like, he isn't red enough for me. That's my only issue.
It can't be too red, like the blood.
I'll show you a comic in like a bit, and I'll show you what I want.
Okay.
But yeah, Carnage trailer looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Taiki Waititi. News came out.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make a live action Flash Gordon movie.
Okay.
That seems almost too right up his keister.
Jeez.
Like, it's to me, Thor Ragnarok was sort of like Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
So I just hope he brings something a little different, maybe a little wilder.
It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Come on.
But that's exciting news, honestly.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon, Taiki Waititi, let's go. Ivan's boy Travis Scott is partnering with my boys over at A24. He wrote a Utopia script. He's partnering with them. We don't know what he's making. Ivan, what's your take?
I don't believe him. I don't believe in what he sells. I don't believe in his morals, his spirit.
You're against who he is.
Just like I see that, like, you didn't write that. Someone else wrote that. You put your name. You like did first write, and then Aaron Sorkin did the rest of it and completely overhauled it until it's something good. Or he wrote it and it's bad.
I don't think there's any dialogue in that script. I think it's all like
visuals.
Yeah, he's like, enter a cloudy, hazy room in a galaxy, purpley, sparkly, shiny things. Louis Vuitton, Coke bottles floating in the air.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's the script. Not so much like, hey Greg, how you doing today?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited.
I think it's honestly, I think it's gonna be a short film.
That's even worse.
And it's gonna be like some trailers. That's it.
Even worse.
I know.
If it was a movie, I'd respect it. I don't respect him at all.
But what if he makes a movie?
A Utopia movie?
Yeah.
I would be down for like a Utopia movie that's like pure visual and that's like super like out there.
Artsy?
Yeah, really artsy, but like he has to go for it and get help like from real people.
You need a lot of help, Travi.
Yeah. We'll
What
see.
if all the actors are just like Young Thug, Metro Boomin?
God. Sounds so bad. It's not, I don't know. I don't like it.
It's gonna be a short film, trust me.
Uh,
It's like what Halsey's doing.
I don't
She
know.
just released like a short film in theaters.
No.
She's making her next album's produced by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor.
Okay.
It's that type of vibe, you know, like she's going that way. So
Yeah.
I think he's doing the same thing. I mean, by now it's just so cookie cutter. Like even these new things are so, like now Ariana Grande is gonna be on Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's like Fortnite comes up to you. It's like, do you want the artist package?
Do you want $20 million? Yes.
Do you want
I
20?
do.
Like we have artist package and we'll give you $20 million. Okay, what does the artist package contain? We'll CGI you. You'll have a live concert. and we get to use your name and likeness. It's literally something they sell to artists now.
Yeah.
It's a contract.
Yeah.
It's not innovation.
Yeah.
It's money, baby. It's USA.
We're going down. I'm moving to Canada.
Like Jay Sean would say, we're going down, 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 down. Hey. Let's go, baby. Ivan, any news that you know of? TV or movie? And we'll move on to the next subject.
No.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff. I think. I don't know. Music. Ivan, tomorrow night is your night. Grab your Kanye candles. Put on the essence of manly odor and sweat. Go grab your puffy jacket if you have one. Kanye's coming out with... What's his album? I don't even know. Donda. A Child. What was it?
With Child.
So stupid.
Get the hell out of here.
Ivan, is this album any good?
Yes. No questions.
We've been waiting for this for 3 weeks now. Let's not talk about it too much. Let's just say it's coming soon.
Yeah.
And if it's not here next week, what's the deal? What do you think? If it's not here on August 6th, what's going to happen?
I'm just tired of this conversation. Like,
exactly.
He's working on it. This is his process. He's crazy. Like, it's just who he is. It comes when it comes. If it comes out, nice. If it doesn't, man, that's it.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I was so tired of talking about Kanye.
Yeah.
I feel like on every, like, you could put hashtags on when you submit your podcast and all that. And every time I put Kanye. And I'm like, I sort of like it because it might add a boost, but I sort of hate it because we do always talk about Kanye. What I don't mind talking about is Mad Men. I keep watching it. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay.
Isaiah Rashad.
I listened to half of it at the gym. I wasn't feeling it.
It's not a gym album.
I don't care. I was not going to listen to it at all. I'm like, I'll give it a chance.
It's a good album.
But it just feels like it would have been amazing like 5 years ago. But like, it's like, look, that's it. Like, that's all it is. Like, I don't have a word to explain, but it's there. It exists. It's good. Top Dog isn't Top Dog anymore.
Oof. I think I am sort of sick of saying like the same thing over and over about everything
Rap's
music
dying.
related. It's just like the how you take it is what it is.
I mean, if you love mediocrity, if you love Isaiah Rashad, it's like another one of his albums. But
if you love Southern music that's different and indie, and you like R&B,
yeah,
and you like a groove, this album is the shit.
Sure.
And that's it. It's an awesome album. To say it's mediocrity is not true. It's just not what you like. And I think what you like is like grandiose.
No, because I don't really care about Tyler.
He's not grandiose.
Yes, he is.
No.
He has a lot to him.
But he's not really
Like,
but that's just more experimental than grandiose.
I don't know. I think
Grandiose is like Watch the Throne. You want
but you know what? Did you listen to Vince Staples?
I didn't, not yet.
You trash Baggio.
I have it on my saved albums.
It's good. I like that. I've been listening to that more than anything else this year, even though it's like 7 songs. But it's what I want.
I love Vince Staples. I love his voice.
It's just like good voice, like simple premise, like solid rap, and like just good music. And it's not anything crazy. It's just what it is. But it's good.
That's Isaiah Rashad too.
But it feels like I don't feel anything ever.
I hurt myself today.
But like, I'm not even a big Vince Staples fan. Like, I listened to his last album and then some of like that big double album.
Yeah.
But I wasn't never into him.
Yeah.
I listened to those. I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
but like I think that's a sign that I'm not dead in the heart. You know?
Yeah.
Like I was worried about myself. Then I heard this. I was like, I'm not dead inside.
Yeah, I guess. Like anything, it's just subjective music,
No.
and you have a weird proclivity to weird albums. To not weird. I don't know. I don't understand your taste, honestly. I feel like your taste is like too
Precise.
too mainstream. But it's mainstream, and it's also like only the cream of the crop can get in these years, baby.
Isn't that how life should be?
No.
Yes.
The floor just goes in underneath us. The floor just cracked, people. It's because you miss the little pieces of other people's art.
But if I listen to it and I don't like it, then that should be it. I listened to this. I didn't go in with any expectations. I thought I was gonna I thought I was dead inside before this album, and not in like exaggeration, but in some way I was like, why don't I like anything?
Yeah.
Then I heard this. I was like, I actually like this, and it wasn't anything crazy. It just like by the books, hit the notes, did it well. Like the last album before this was Savage Mode 2, where like
that's so long ago. That was last October.
That's what I'm saying. It's been that long. And the same reason, like, it's not anything insanely crazy, but there's
executed well.
And it's like a little bit new, like with the little voiceover with Morgan Freeman. That was like something new. But the rest is like, you just hit the notes, do it well. Good music, good beats. That's what Vince did.
What about, so what about Big Sean's Detroit 2?
I hate Big Sean. I don't like his voice. I just can't get over his voice.
Yeah. It's interesting. One day I'll understand your musical taste. I sort of get it. I sort of get that you want very good, but there's also stuff like that, like Big Sean, like he makes good quality.
But he doesn't have a good
J.
voice.
Cole.
I don't think I'm black enough.
Hey, at least you're honest, but you're like, you start looking out to the distance. J. Cole's album isn't, 21 Savage, you love 21 Savage's album.
Yeah.
He's more black than J. Cole.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh.
For J. Cole, like, I don't know, like his beats don't feel like they hit anymore. Like on his like older stuff, it feels like they're like somewhat unique J. Cole beats, but this kind of feels like
retreads.
Yeah, it's just like a background singer that he sampled, looped over, and it's like, it's good, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
And I can't even relate to his stuff. It's more like Black Lives Matter. Like, it's just unrelatable. Where 21 Savage is like,
shooting people.
Which I
can
do that somewhat
every day.
Easier to relate to that.
It's interesting. Yeah. I want to send you to a psychologist the way Don sent Betty to a psychologist. And then I'm going to call the psychologist and say, what's wrong with my brother?
The worst of it is that Adrian is unfaithful.
Yeah. Okay. The baby really got himself in a mess, huh?
Poor DaBaby. I'll start with that. Like, here's my thing. Like, obviously it's bad he said this.
Yeah.
Before that, it's such a weirdly random thing for him to say.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you even come up with that? Like, I read it and I laughed because it was just so, like, randomly specific.
Yeah.
But horrible thing to say.
Yes.
Saying that, like, at what point after the apology are you like, okay, we forgive you? Is there ever that anymore?
Yeah. Years.
But, like...
2 years.
2?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lifetime for an artist.
I think he sort of deserves it though, because his apology came after he doubled down
Yeah.
and didn't apologize.
I think now he has to like put his money where his mouth is and like meet gay people or something and then like shake an AIDS person's hands.
That'd be too much.
I know, but he has to do something. He has to do an action.
To me, it's like now I never really had a good reason to hate the baby.
Now you do.
Now I do.
I don't
Because
hate him.
because I hate that money made him change his mind. Because I know he doesn't believe it. I know he feels. I would have loved him more if he tripled down.
Jesus.
Yes. Because honestly, we need the other side. We need the crazy people.
But I don't think tripling down. I think he's going to lose no matter what the second he said that. Like, there's no way out.
Yeah.
Now he just has to wait until people forgive him. Or
He should have just said, like, hey, guys, I was super high, and I'm sort of dumb. Like, I still am not a good person.
Updated.
I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
He should have said that minute one. But he should also say, like, I am a dumb person. And now he eventually said that. He's like, I came from different circumstances where it was hard for me to learn certain things.
Yeah.
And now that they're taking millions of dollars away from me, now I probably should say something.
Yeah. He played it horribly, obviously, but I mean, no matter how he played it, it would have ended the same way. Like, even without his first double down. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. If you would have tripled down, at least you're like this guy, almost like Trump. Almost like Trump, you know? Like, I'm the other flavor.
But so, like, well, with his, it's like such a obvious wrong. Whereas Trump, it's like, true. Well, he's for the people technically. He just has the wrong spirit. But the baby's like, I hate gay people. It's just like,
he didn't say that, but yeah, I know what you mean. His thing was pretty bad.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just when do you forgive? When is he gonna start putting the words where they matter, doing the actions? At what point after the actions do you forgive? Like, we gotta forgive eventually. Like,
well, everyone has something bad that they've done.
Not me.
And there's gonna be a way to see immediately the bad ticks on you.
Mm-hmm.
But there has to be a way to see the good ticks. It's stupid. We're going to go through this for another 20 years because technology has beat our mind.
Not me.
Our technology is faster than what our mind can handle.
Not me.
I ain't that guy. Have you seen that?
No, you're not that guy, buddy.
You're not that guy, buddy.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal.
I love that.
You're just not that guy.
You know what I am excited for? Not Kanye. The Weeknd, baby.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually putting in the work.
You think, is it like an album or an EP or what?
Album. Remember what I said about Questlove waiting for the next change?
Weeknd?
The Weeknd, baby.
But I heard it's like the sample, and it wasn't like too next. It was just like
fast.
It's
the rhythm. The BPM is speeding up.
I guess. I mean, it was good. I'm just saying it's like it didn't feel like anything new.
Gotcha, yeah. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because it's tangible.
Yeah. He commits.
Not like Drake.
Poor guy.
I think his album's trash.
It hasn't come out yet.
I think the fact that he was going to release it in January and he just turned it in. No more speculating. I finally finished Dune 2 weeks ago, but I'm just telling you now.
Jesus. And?
Beautiful.
Yeah. I thought there would be more to the ending. Like, it kind of felt like it just ended. Like, I thought it would be like a...
There's more Dunes, too.
I know.
Okay.
But, I don't know. I kind of overhyped myself.
Yeah.
Like, it was still good. But whatever. It's what it is. Old book sort of thing.
Yeah. Still beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the ending where his sister was like killing people, like, and just the way he is like a 4-year-old talking smack to the king, the emperor. Like, I was imagining it in my head. I was like laughing. You see that book right there? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Finally found it.
Found it?
I went to a bunch of bookstores and none of them had it. They're all sold out.
Amazon?
Target.
Okay.
So happy. Gonna read it soon. Anything you're watching, listening to?
Batman, the animated series. The
The-
old classic one.
Nice. Love it?
Hate it.
Why?
Just kidding.
Ah.
Not.
Oh.
Just kidding. I've watched it a while ago, but it's good. It just because it's so old, they like hand animate everything, so it's like,
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, it's obviously old, but like the stories hold up.
The
And
art's supposed to be beautiful.
yeah, and it's good to watch no matter what. Like how, like I'm just trying to like watch the animation more, and see like the work they put in.
Yeah.
Because there's like scenes where they pan around a character and you don't really think, but they have to like draw that 3D object
So hard.
turned in every still. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Disgusting.
And when he does flips, you have to imagine how like that flips, the cape comes around him. He hits a blow. It's like, sheesh. Hand animated.
You're dealing with like true professionals.
Yeah.
Like true. So hard. Can't even describe.
And I can imagine like throwaway scenes for us is like, this took 3 years to make, and it's like a smokestack billowing.
Oh man. I am watching Mad Men. That's like the only thing I'm watching right now, which I love. It's like I'm having a blast, of
Mhm.
course. I do want to watch like an anime, but a good anime
Mm-hmm.
after I'm done with Mad Men. So I have some.
You ever see Full Metal Alchemist?
I've s-
Brotherhood.
I think I've seen the first season of the first.
You should watch Brotherhood. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I think that's like the most accessible, just straight up good anime ever.
Okay.
But like even past Dragon Ball Z, just because that's so much to watch.
Yeah.
But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's like every episode matters in some way.
And there's not like 200 episodes, right?
No, it's like there's a lot, but it's you enjoy all of it.
Right.
There's no filler stuff.
Yep.
It's just good stuff, and good ending.
I watched for the first time Good Time by the Safdie brothers.
Oh, with Robert Patty.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Dude, it was so good.
yeah. It's an uncomfortable movie.
I know, just like Uncut Gems.
It's crazy how well that director / actor played the dumb brother. It's like he's so dumb. It's like I believe him because I've met like really, really dumb people like that,
Yeah.
and it's creepy
Yeah.
but good.
Man, it's crazy what music does. How they use music to enhance the score is crazy, beautiful.
Score.
Patterson doesn't do much.
Pattinson.
Pattinson Batman doesn't do much. That's like amazing.
Yeah.
Just believe him as
Yep.
a slow life.
Yep. Great
Simple
flick.
story. I love that one guy. He picks up that he thinks is his brother.
Uh-huh.
I love his acting. Just like he's like the worst person in the world. All the stories he tells,
Mm-hmm.
how he dies is so sad.
I'll remember that. Thanks for the spoilers.
He falls off the building, trying to escape from the police.
Oh, okay. Familiar.
Great movie. I was so surprised how good it was.
Was their first hit.
Safdie brothers. What are they doing next?
HBO movie show, I think. Imagine like 12 hours of uncomfortableness. I might just kill something.
Cats. Having anything else?
Nope.
You sounded like Party Next Door. He has a lot of whistles in his songs.
Oh, I thought that was like a comedian, Party Next Door. I always just see it written,
Yeah.
or PND.
PND.
He is the worst full name. PND is better, but Party Next Door sounds like LMFAO or something like that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't match.
It's definitely like a SoundCloud name
Yeah.
that he's like, might as well keep it. I'll leave on this. The Lakers have completely renovated their roster, signed a bunch of players, traded for a bunch of players. I've been unfollowing players that left and following players that are attaching to them, to the namesake brand.
You fan.
I'm such a fan. I love it.
You fan.
Last night, I couldn't sleep. And as an exercise, I try to remember all 30 teams of the NBA. And like, if I couldn't remember, I would have to start up from the beginning. And so I was just sleeping. Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers. Oh, start over. Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, I thought you meant like each player on each team.
Oh no, that's over.
That's why I was like, oh.
I could have done that back in the '98 time.
Yeah.
But now I can only do teams. Jesus. All right, beautiful people. That's enough of us. We'll be back next week to review Suicide Squad. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to this 2 hours in, good on you, man. You deserve a credit. Leave a comment. We talk back. My name is Adrian.
My name's Ivan.
Peace out.
Bye.